Hello and happy Wednesday indeed from Radically Rational and RadicallyRational.com. Happy, happy, happy. It is on in the NFL as we begin the league's 104th season, and we get to have all this fun clear through Super Bowl 58 on February 14th. Okay, we were hoping that the Cowboys could go into camp without any major distraction. And they have a major distraction. Don't get me wrong. Okay, they take Trayvon Diggs and extend his contract, and that's an important part of the Cowboys' future. But you've got a very bitter Zach Martin right now. Nobody's seen him because he's not in Oxnard. And by the way, I heard somebody call Oxnard the Nard yesterday. I got somebody who's from there and say, nobody ever says the Nard. Nice try. But I digress. They've got to get Zach Martin into camp because he's not just the key to that offensive line. He is the key to that entire offense. I thought ultimately the Giants and Saquon behaved rationally. They worked it out. They gave him a little legal bump on the franchise tag. Now understand, we're going to go through this all over again next year, but at least for now, they have peace in the swamplands. Not the case with Josh Jacobs and the Raiders. He is genuinely pissed, and the Raiders are not going to see him anytime soon. Jonathan Taylor, coming off ankle surgery. He starts on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. That was not unanticipated. Still, it's a tough thing for the Colts, although they say they expect to get him back pretty quickly. Justin Herbert signs the biggest contract in NFL history because it's the latest quarterback contract in NFL history. And then there'll be a bigger one. But right now, that's a big thing. And I will tell you this, true confession time. I tell you guys everything. Justin Herbert is actually my current NFL man crush. I love watching that guy play football. And on the same day, we get the biggest contract ever in the NBA with Jaylen Brown, Supermax indeed. Okay, this is the NFL's worst nightmare. They had been doing everything they could do to keep this out of court. I'm talking about Brian Flores' lawsuit and complaint, essentially charging the NFL with systemic racism. They did not want that to go to trial. They wanted to either settle it or go to arbitration, with the Jolly Roger as the arbiter, of course. But a federal judge yesterday says, no, this one's going to trial. You're not going to believe how ugly this is going to get, and there are people in the league office shaking in their boots. Jimmy Graham back with the Saints after 8 years. Let's see if he's got anything left in the tank. Brock Purdy gets medical clearance following his elbow surgery, but that doesn't mean he's athletically perfect. They'll be keeping a close eye on his arm strength, and I got a $5 bill that says that if for any reason Purdy is not ready to go week one, they will go with Sam Darnold and not Trey Lance. Jim Harbaugh, the perpetual line stepper, 4 games suspension, I should say. I'd prefer 4 years, but he gets a 4-game suspension for recruiting cheating and being a lying crumb cake. I state again that I dislike Jim Harbaugh almost as much as I like his brother John. Astros, another 1-run victory over the Rangers to get within 1 game, and they can, if they complete the sweep tonight, they can pull even. That is really good stuff. So the Astros making a move, and it looks like both Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve will be back tonight. Bronny James, all the best to him. All the best to him. All support, and all we care about is health. I do want to issue this earnest warning. If any of you morons immediately and groundlessly start trying to associate this with the vaccine, okay, if you do that, you need to know this. I'm going to be your worst nightmare. I'm going to call you out by name. I'm going to call you out publicly and serially. There is nothing to suggest this at this time. Don't do it. United States versus the Netherlands tonight in the Women's World Cup. I'm told that the Netherlands is a little bit better as a soccer team than Vietnam. And I'm hoping that your day brings unexpected excitement in the form of maybe, I don't know, an 8-3-5 triple play. Did you see that last night at Fenway? Okay, just a couple of things. It's broke because we broke it. It's 101 degrees in Florida. Big deal, you say? No. I'm talking about the water. I'm talking about the water in the bays that is home to these essential, ecologically essential and protective coral reefs, most of whom are already dead because of the temperature of the water, and the other ones just waiting to die because the biologists say that the mortality rate there is going to be 100%. So what do you know? Scientists right yet again. But you know better because you do your own research, and your cousin has a hairdresser who taught. This is why we're in the shit we're in. It's broke because we broke it. And once again, there's nothing conservative about conservatives. Now it's required in Florida that we teach students that slavery wasn't really all that bad, and a lot of slaves actually picked up some marketable skills, and you have to teach that. It's broke because we broke it. And once again, it proves that conservatives are not conservative at all. And we're talking about impeachment inquiry. Doesn't that generally require an impeachable offense? Look, and don't Hunter Biden me. Go after him. Lock his ass up. I don't care. But that does not lead to an impeachment inquiry. Okay? Now, that was kind of a downer. So something to be happy about. Rudy G is doing everything he can to avoid spending his remaining years in prison. Yeah, I'll make that trade. I really will. Sometimes you got to cut a deal. As long as it puts that orange turd in prison. And on that note, have a happy Wednesday. We're Radically Rational.